Hey y'all, I'm Patrick with Rowdy Restorations. Today, we've got us a snow day. I've got the equipment in the shop, staged, ready to go to work. I like to try to put this stuff in here, that way I don't have to deal with snow all over it, deal with it being cranky about starting because it's cold or something. Think I'm actually going to get to use my snowplow this season. This is the second round of winter weather we've got. As you can see there, a little bit of snow on the ground. Probably 2 inches or so right now. Looks like it's going to keep falling today. I've got a couple spots that I'm going to go get cleaned up now. And then a lot of it's going to wait till tomorrow. Problem is it's going to be like -1 tonight, which is really cold for us. So I'm worried if some of this stuff, if I don't get it kind of cleaned up some now, it's going to be hard to clean up tomorrow, but we'll see how the day goes. We were forecasted a really bad ice storm last week, and well, exactly a week ago. And thankfully the ice storm did not pan out for us. I know it did for some of you other guys in the southeast. But it did not pan out for us. It switched to rain, and that ended up being a good thing. But here we are 1 week later. Well, I got the plow hooked up. Let's head off to town. Trying to find a place where I can mount you guys in here and not shake you to death. There's the farmer's market. Looks like Jim's headed into work. Keep threatening to pour a slab in front of my shop and heat it so I don't have to worry about scraping the snow out right against my doors. I don't know if I'll ever do that, but man, it would be nice. snowplow operator in training. Maybe we'll get him trained up good and next year he can start helping me. It is cold out here today. This is probably one of the coldest snows we've had down here. In our area here in western North Carolina, typically when it gets real cold, we say that it's got to warm up to snow. But it's still snowing today, and it's really cold. There you go, just set your blade down and keep moving. clean up. I pushed this thing first thing this morning, but now it's time to get all the sidewalks cleaned up and the salt put out. finish the front of this building here for us, since I can't get over here during the storm, because I don't take the Illumiduty out until the roads are cleared up. So I've got 2 contracts that I do that the machine has to be hauled to. So those ones, both of them, well, one of them is the rescue squad, so they're cool. But both of them are under the understanding that their job does not get done until after the storm and the roads are cleared up, and they're both happy with that. Squad being one of them, and I don't know if I'll have the footage in there from the other one we were at, but it's a townhome style complex, I guess you could call it. Got like 6 or 7 units in it. A buddy of mine's a caretaker for it, so. What I'm doing is I'm just windrowing some snow out away from the building, and then that'll get it in a little bit bigger. I hate when cars are parked in the areas that I gotta work. Something else to worry about running into. But anyways, I'm gonna windrow this snow out a little bit. Probably that pass might be it. I might run down the other side real quick. And then we'll put the box back on, and you'll get to see why this thing's so handy. Of course, I don't know when, I'm sure you have already seen that. I don't know quite how I'll edit this video, you know, to where, show you what's what. You gotta be really careful here. Sometimes I have to back drag away from here. Sometimes I can do it like that. This one's a lot of work, especially for a plow truck, because you got to take the snow so far. But that's the beauty of this thing, is when I put my box on, I can gather it. Because, you know, you lose so much with a plow truck, or just a straight plow. Even this, when it's just a straight plow. like about this thing so much. Go from a snow plow to a snow pusher. Just like that. Obviously the snow gets heavy, but I'm also dealing with tracks here. So I'm gonna start losing traction. And I don't have anywhere to put snow on the other side of this place, so it's just a backup. Or turn around if I don't feel like backing up, but whatever. Just to go back where you started, get another push going. I'm not even going to worry about salting this place tonight, or probably even tomorrow, because we're actually have this base cut down to one man right now because they're starting the remodel on it tomorrow. So normally we have an EMS crew staying here and then a daytime rescue guy. But the only person that's over here right now is Jim, our daytime rescue guy, so I'm not going to worry about salting it. I would think with the sunshine tomorrow, this place gets a pretty good amount of sun. I'm actually surprised there was so much snow here, but the direction the wind was blowing with the way this building sit must have been blowing the wrong way, because the last place we were at, it had blown a lot of the snow away. And then this one here, there's, you know, most of it's still here. So we will see if the sun will do the work tomorrow and get it dried up, and if it's a problem or the construction crews are having an issue, or Jim can't walk from one building to the other, we'll come back and put some salt out. We'll just salt them a path from the door over here to the door over here. know, one thing I've seen that I have not tried, but I've seen advertised now is these chains for tracks. I'd be curious how they work. I mean, if anybody that's watching has used them, let me know in the comments what your opinion of them is. I feel like there's some places that they would be really nice to have, but to be honest with you, a lot of this stuff, I feel like it's easier on my machine when it kind of slips around a little bit. But there's a few steep places that I've done or have to do sometimes that are sketchy as all get out. Doing it sometimes without on tracks, you just come slipping right back out of there. I feel like I probably clean that up in half the time as what a plow truck would have. Now don't get me wrong, plow truck's got its place. If I was doing a subdivision and had to drive a ways down the road to get there, I'd be all for a plow truck. I graded all this gravel out, that put it all in back here, but apparently I can't remember where it's at. That was just in the grass. Should have known better than to leave the tracks that the ambulance left yesterday, right? Looks like somebody who was test riding the four-wheeler. We've got tracks that we can put on two of our four-wheelers for going, getting out into some of these hiking trails that people feel like they need to go down and when there's a foot of snow on the ground. Years ago, they had somebody they had to get out of Panther Town, and they did not have the tracks yet. And had to get our buddy Nick to go out there with his snowmobile. I think him and someone else. I don't remember who went. Maybe Jeremiah. Anyways, they took some sleds out there and helped the squad get the hikers picked up. And then after that, we got a grant for tracks for two of our four-wheelers. dumpster, but I'm also friends with the guy that owns the trash company there, so I don't like to do that to him. I actually clean out in front of the dumpsters at the places that I take care of. Well, there you go. This is the stop that I have been looking for since yesterday evening. And that's because this is the last stop. Get loaded up, head back to the house, park this rig. I don't even know if I'll bother putting the old skiddy in the shop tonight. Might just leave it sitting on this trailer. Because if I get somebody that calls up in town tomorrow wanting something done, if it's sitting on the trailer, that'll save a little bit of time. Ugh. Wish I could have idled it down so it wasn't so herky-jerky. All right, well, we got the fleet all cleaned up, ready to get put away and ready for the next snowstorm. I still got to refill the salt or restock the salt. Thought y'all might like this. I put a little clip in there of pulling in and setting the plow down in that. It's a bracket I built, contains the plow at the front and back. I've got the front higher so I can bump into it and then set it down. And I've done that way I don't have to tie this tractor down every time I load it up. I don't really go that far. I go in about a 1 mile radius, as all my work is done in a 1 mile radius. So to have to tie it down every time is a pain. Otherwise, if you don't do something, it'll slam back and forth between the salt and the tailgate and just tear stuff up. But we got the fluid film sprayed on everything. Little 318. There's I didn't really have a good clip of that. I probably didn't get as good a footage of the little 318 working during this event, because it gets pretty busy. It's hard to film this stuff for y'all and make good content with it. But it's a little Snow X salt spreader that would normally go in the receiver of a pickup truck. There's a shield built on here to keep as much from blowing on the tractor as possible. And then what I've done is I've reworked it to where the controls are mounted on this bar right here. That would normally be done with a real long harness up in the cab. It works really slick and gets around in the parking lots fast. That's all I really do for the most part, is parking lots right here in downtown area. So I really like this system that I have set up. Like I said, that's for the clearing the sidewalks and spreading the salt. And then this right here is my cat skid steer. And I've got this cage, I believe it's called a snow fire system on here. It's a plow with a box that comes off it, built by Cage. And it's an awesome system. I love it. The only other thing that I think would work really good is Cage makes big ones for tractors. And I would, if I had some really, really big parking lots, I'd like to have, you know, a 10 or 12 footer on a tractor. But I don't have anything that big, and this here is a very fast way to do it. I can run absolute circles around a plow truck and side by side with this system. But in steep terrain, you better be careful with the tracks. That's all I've got to say on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's a little bit different than usual, but you know, we were out there making stuff happen when it snowed. As always, like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and doesn't cost you all a dime. Thanks for watching.